You're standing at the edge of a new chapter. The kids grown, the house quiet, and for the first time in decades, it's just you. No schedules to juggle, no voices pulling you in a dozen directions. Just you, your thoughts, and a world of possibilities. What if I told you that living alone as an older man isn't just a phase to endure, but a gift waiting to unfold? A chance to reclaim your time, your space, your very self in ways you never dreamed possible? I've walked this road myself, years of solitude after a bustling career and family life. And it's not loneliness I've found, but liberation. As a counselor who spent decades guiding older adults through life's twists, I've seen how living alone can transform men like us, men in our 60s, 70s, even 80s, into the best versions of ourselves. It's not about isolation, it's about intention. Today, I'm sharing 8 benefits that make solo living a treasure, not a trial. Insights drawn from my own journey and the voices of countless others I've met in forums, sessions, and quiet conversations. Stick with me to the end, because number 8 might just be the secret to unlocking a joy you've forgotten you could feel. If you're already living alone or teetering on the edge of it, this could be the nudge you need to embrace it fully. Drop a hey in the comments to let me know you're here, and let's dive into this adventure together, because your golden years deserve to shine. Unmatched freedom to be you. Living alone as an older man hands you a golden key, the freedom to be unapologetically yourself. No negotiations, no compromises, just you, calling the shots from dawn to dusk. I'll never forget the first morning I woke up in my quiet apartment after my kids moved out. No alarm blaring for someone else's schedule, no rush to cook breakfast for a crowd. I brewed my coffee, black, no sugar, just how I like it, and sat by the window with a book I'd been meaning to read for years. That moment hit me like a revelation. I could live on my terms, no explanations needed. This freedom isn't just about logistics, it's soul deep. Take my client, Bill, a 67-year-old widower who'd spent decades bending to family rhythms. When he moved into a small condo alone, he rediscovered his love for jazz guitar. No one to complain about late-night strumming, no need to hush his creativity. He turned his spare room into a music haven, playing until the stars faded. He told me, I'd forgotten how much I loved this. It's like meeting myself again. Online, I've read stories of men turning living rooms into art studios or garages into woodworking shops, all because they could. The beauty? You decide what fills your days, gardening at midnight, binging old westerns, or perfecting that sourdough recipe you've always wanted to try. It's liberating to shed the weight of others' expectations. Maybe you've spent years as the provider, the peacemaker, the one who keeps it all together. Now you can explore the quirks and passions you've shelved, maybe even ones you didn't know you had. For me, it's been tinkering with model trains, a boyhood dream I'd let gather dust. Living alone doesn't mean cutting ties. It means crafting a life that's yours alone to shape. That's not just freedom, it's power, a sanctuary of peace and quiet. There's a stillness to living alone that wraps around you like a warm blanket, a peace so profound it's almost sacred. After years of raising kids, managing a career, or sharing space with others, that quiet becomes a balm for the soul. I remember my first solo Sunday after moving out on my own. The world was hushed, the house empty, and I sat with a mug of tea, listening to nothing but the wind rustling outside. No chatter, no demands, just me and the calm. It was like the noise of decades finally let go, and I could breathe again. This isn't just my story. A man in his 70s I met online described how, after his wife passed, he found solace in the silence of his cabin. No TV blaring, no footsteps overhead. He'd sit by the fireplace, letting his thoughts wander, and found a clarity he hadn't known he'd lost. Science backs this up. Studies show quiet reduces stress hormones, steadies your heart rate, even sharpens focus. For older men who've often spent a lifetime in the fray, this tranquility is a reset button, a chance to hear yourself think, to feel the weight lift. Picture it, a morning where you sip coffee on your porch, the only sound a bird's song or the creak of your chair. No rush, no interruptions, just you in the moment. I've turned those quiet hours into a ritual, reading poetry, sketching the trees outside, or just sitting with my thoughts. It's not loneliness, it's a sanctuary where you reclaim the stillness life stole away. That peace isn't just a perk, it's a lifeline to your well-being, a journey of self-discovery. Living alone opens a door to something profound. Self-discovery. With no one else in the mix, you've got the time and space to dig into who you are, what you've been, and what you still want to become. I hit this turning point a few years back, staring down retirement with a house suddenly too big and too quiet. At first it rattled me. Where did I fit without the roles I'd played for so long? But then I started writing, scribbling thoughts in a notebook late at night. Those pages became a mirror, showing me dreams I'd buried, like traveling solo or learning to cook something beyond scrambled eggs. I've seen this spark in others too. A client, Sam, 62, moved into a loft after his divorce. Alone, he started reading history books he'd ignored for years, then took up woodworking. He told me, "I'd been a husband, a dad, a worker, but I didn't know me until now." Forums are full of these tales. Men picking up meditation, philosophy, even stargazing, all because solitude gave them room to ask, what's next? It's not about navel-gazing. It's about peeling back layers life piled on, finding the guy you might have lost along the way. For me, it's been about rediscovering my love for storytelling, writing little tales I'd once told my kids, now for myself. Living alone lets you face yourself, flaws and all, and grow from it. That's not just growth, it's a quiet revolution in your soul. Total control over your space. When you live alone, your home becomes your kingdom. Every corner, every shelf, yours to command. No debates over decor, no shared messes, just a space that reflects you, down to the last detail. After my family home sold, I moved into a small bungalow and turned it into my place. I hung old fishing rods on the wall, relics from my dad, no one to call them clutter. I set up a reading nook by the window, piled with books I'd collected over decades, and it's become my daily retreat. That control feels like a victory. Take my friend Joe, 68, who post-retirement filled his apartment with vinyl records and a vintage turntable, stuff his ex-wife had vetoed. He plays Sinatra loud whenever he wants, no apologies. Online, I've read about men turning spare rooms into photo galleries or model train hubs, spaces that scream their personality. One guy even painted his kitchen bright orange. His favorite color? Because why not? It's your castle. You make the rules. This isn't just about aesthetics. It's about identity. After years of compromise, you get to build a haven that's yours alone. For me, it's the freedom to leave tools scattered on the table while I tinker. No one to nag. That ownership over your environment boosts your sense of self. It's not just a house, it's you. Financial freedom on your terms. Living alone might sound pricey, but hear me out. It can be a ticket to financial freedom. Without others to support, you steer the ship, tailoring your budget to what matters most. I downsized from a sprawling house to a cozy flat after my kids left, and the savings stunned me. No more giant utility bills or extra groceries. That cash freed me to splurge on a new camera, a hobby I'd shelved for years. It's not about pinching pennies, it's about prioritizing you. A retiree I counseled, Mike, 71, sold his family home and moved to a rural cottage. He cut his costs in half and suddenly he could afford trips to see his grandkids, something he'd thought was out of reach. Online forums echo this. Men moving to smaller towns, shedding mortgages, and banking the difference for passions like fishing or theater tickets. One guy celebrated his 70th with a solo cruise, funded by years of smart solo living. It's not deprivation, it's redirection. For me, it's meant dinners out when I want, not when I have to feed a crowd. You decide, downsize, relocate, splurge, or save. That's not just independence, it's empowerment with a paycheck. A boost to your mental health. Living alone can be a balm for your mind, a chance to heal in ways you didn't know you needed. After a lifetime of stress, work deadlines, family worries, solitude offers a reset. I hit a rough patch in my 60s, burned out and restless. Moving alone was my lifeline. Evenings became mine to unwind. Long walks, soft music, no one to answer to. That quiet didn't just calm me, it rebuilt me. I've seen it in others too. A client, Dave, 66, struggled with anxiety after losing his job. Alone, he carved out a routine, yoga in the morning, journaling at night, and told me, "I found peace I didn't know existed." Studies show solitude lowers cortisol, eases tension, even sharpens memory. Online, men share how solo living lets them meditate or just sit with a beer, free from chaos. One wrote, "It's like my mind finally got a vacation. Deeper, richer relationships." Here's a twist. Living alone can make your relationships better. When you're not surrounded 24/7, the time you spend with others becomes gold, deliberate, meaningful. After I started living solo, visits with my kids shifted. No more daily grind tension, just laughter, stories, real connection. I look forward to those weekends now, savoring every second because they're intentional. A man I met online, 69, said the same after moving out post-divorce. His grown daughter's visits turned into heartfelt catch-ups, not chores. He'd cook for them, they'd linger. No rush, no strain. Research backs this. Distance can deepen bonds, making you value what you've got. I found phone calls with friends richer too. No small talk, just substance. One guy wrote, "Living alone made me a better grandpa. I'm all in when they're here." For me, it's hosting poker nights, rare but electric with camaraderie. Living alone doesn't cut you off. It refines your connections into something precious. Rediscovering life's quiet joys. Finally, living alone lets you unearth simple pleasures you'd forgotten or never knew. Without distractions, you tune into the small stuff that lights you up. I started gardening after moving solo. Nothing fancy, just herbs in pots. Mornings tending basil, sipping tea as the sun rises. It's become my joy, a ritual I'd never have found in a full house. That quiet delight feels like a secret only I know. A client, Ray, 73, took up birdwatching alone. He'd sit on his porch with binoculars, marveling at finches, and told me, "I'd never slowed down enough to see this before." Online, men rave about rediscovering cooking, reading, or just watching rainfall, moments that bloom in solitude. One wrote, "I sit with my coffee and the sunrise, and it's better than any party. It's not flashy, it's profound. For me, it's writing letters, old school, pen to paper stuff I'd let slip." Living alone gives you that lens to see beauty in the everyday. That's not just a perk, it's a rediscovery of life itself. Lessons to carry forward. Let's pause and soak this in. Living alone as an older man isn't a sentence. It's a canvas. Freedom to be you, peace to heal, growth to rediscover, control to create. 8 gifts that turn solitude into strength. You've seen how a quiet morning or a reclaimed hobby can shift everything, how relationships deepen when you choose them. It's not about being alone, it's about being you fully, maybe for the first time. What's one benefit you'll lean into today? Drop a 1 in the comments if you're ready to try. Share your pick, spark someone else's journey. If this resonated, hit that like button, share it with a buddy who's on his own, and subscribe. We've got more to explore together. Your support keeps this going, and I can't wait to see you next time. Here's to living alone and living well.